In this video, I'm going to show you how to insert an image into your response to an essay question in a quiz or exam given via Moodle. So I've come here and I'm ready to take a test, attempt quiz now, and I'm gonna actually, well, what the heck? Let's take all the quiz questions real fast. Much more fun than the ones you're about to have to take. Here we go. But now here I am at my essay question. Now, your HTML editor may look slightly different than mine, but regardless of how it looks, this one or there's an alternative one, it's going to have this little image of like mountains and sun. That's an insert image button. So let's say that I have been asked to write something out and take a picture of it and upload that to provide my responses. In that case, I'm going to want to make sure that the picture that I've taken is a JPEG so that I can put it into my video question, my essay question as an image. Okay, so I have already answered my question on paper. I've taken a photograph of it, and then which on my phone is just a JPEG by default. You'll want to make sure that if it's not a JPEG by default on your phone, perhaps you switch it over to that. And then I just emailed it to myself and then saved it on my computer. So now I'm going to come here and click on this. You may have a lot of other ways that you get pictures off your phone onto your computer, but one way or another, you're going to want to do that. And I'm actually going to take a pause here. So despite the fact that pressing this button looks the same, regardless of whether you use an HTML editor looks like this, or if you have another kind of HTML editor, there are two different kinds, and perhaps you're taking a class where your faculty member has asked you to shift over to this kind because it has some recording capabilities, or perhaps you still just have the default one. I'm going to show you how to do it with this one, and then I'm going to show you how to do it with the one you most likely have. So I'm just clicking that, and then by browse repositories, that just means browse, go out and, we're going to go find a file, browse, and then here's my question, open, upload this file. It just takes a second. It does require, it's going to force me to have an image descriptor, and I'm just going to say problem 1. This one forces it. The other one that I'm about to show you doesn't. And then I save image. Now my image was pretty big. So when I went to save it, it's going to be pretty big. I'm actually, because it's so big, to make it easier on my professor, I'm going to chop this down to about 800 by, it auto-sized the second one. That's what auto-size means. Gets it proportionate. All right, now I'm going to save the image. There, that's going to be so much easier for my instructor to read. So that's how you do it if you have a toolbar that looks like this. And then I pause the video for a moment to switch my toolbar to a different kind. And so perhaps you have one that looks like this. You notice it's incredibly similar to the one we just looked at. But what we're about to do looks just enough different that it's worth showing you both ways. All right, so again, I'm looking for the mountain with the sun. On this one, the sun is on this side rather than on this side. That kind of thing. No biggie. All right, click. This is the main difference. This process of finding your image and uploading it is a little bit different. So I click on Find or Upload an Image. Now it's pretty much the same. Again, choose my test question, upload this file. And this part's a little bit different. It's pretty big. So while this is not necessary, it'll make life easier on your professor if you have a really big picture. So how do you know if you have a really big picture? Because you have a big fat scroll bar here and here. That's how we know. I'll go ahead and go to Appearance, and I'm going to just change that down to about 800. That's going to be its width, and 800 is a good width for something that's going to be like this inside of a quiz question. Actually, 600 is even better. But because you might write small, I'm going to leave it at 800. And you'll notice when I click away, because that's been constrained, it shifts that for me automatically. So now I just click Insert. Are you sure? Yeah, I'm fine. Okay, it's a little big for the thing, but in general, it's good. Now the instructor, your teacher, will be able to read this just fine and give you a grade. So that is how you post an image of a homework problem that you've solved on paper and taken a picture of into a quiz question in Moodle, regardless of which HTML editor bar you have inside your browser.